this is Paul from Model Builder International again, and this time we're going to go through another Modelcollect kit, 1/72 scale, UA72051. And this is a Russian A-222 130mm coastal defense gun. So, first thing is, I think I've already made this video once before, but I can't find them in all the photographs, so we're going to have to do it all again. Our cover art is quite nice. There's a nice sturdy box, and so look, there's nothing on the outside of the box, nor the bottom, so we'll just open the box up. And I don't know if you can see this here, but this cardboard is slightly corrugated, so that's why the box feels pretty substantial. And as I said, I've done this already and can't find the video, so that's why I'm doing it again. So these bags are already open. But what we have is the instructions. Got a bag with a couple of pieces, a couple of small sheets of photo etch, a little bag with decals in it, another separate bag with clear parts, and then we had another bag with wheels, real rubber wheels. Then all these sprues, normally they'd be inside a resealable plastic bag, which I've got in the bottom here. So let's just have a look to see what sprues we've got. Two of those, those. And I've got a few pieces that came off the sprues in transit. So let's have a look to see what we've got. So I have two of these. This is sprue F. So there's a nice detail on there. I can see the sprue attachment points look pretty small. Nice detail on that, which looks like it could be a part of a gas tank. So those look quite nice. This sprue, again, some nice detail. I think here, this is where there's two of these have come off from here. They should be in there like that. And some nice detail. Small sprue attachment points, ejector pin marks, all in places that are not going to give you any problems. Some nice recessed panel lines there. Some raised detail. Probably have to cut these bits off with a saw first, just so I don't break them. There's two of these sprues, which is it's like wheel hubs. Yeah, it looks like things to road wheels mostly, and some small parts. Do some fine cutting in here to get these bits off without damaging them. For 1/72 kit, you can probably tell there's a lot of parts in here. That's just sprue D. There's two of those. These are the pieces that came off. There's some nice detail there. There's lots of nice detail on these sprues. So look at some of the bigger parts. Again, nice recessed and raised detail on there. Nice raised detail throughout. Two-part gun barrel over here. Some fine parts there that I'm going to have to cut off. Again, ejector pin marks all in sensible places. Some of these sprue attachment points. A little bit on the big side maybe in places, but perfectly acceptable. They're definitely thin down, they're not big clunking things. And the last one, this looks like an engine. And a few pieces, fans. More nice detail, fine parts. Lots of small details. Lots of parts for 1/72. Let's have a look at Look at these road wheels. So it looks even. I can't see. It was just a little bit there that would need tidy up. But I can't see. There's nothing. Doesn't seem to be anything down there on the actual tread pattern that's not supposed to be there. So those are pretty much ready to use straight out the bag. And the clear parts. Just have a look, see. Put that in my hand there. Please see them. I'll take some photographs as well of all these. The clear parts are very clear. No distortions at all looking through those. They're very nice. And then we have the decal sheet, which is, let's have a look, see. Not too bad a fit in there. And there's, what have we got? There's two 3-digit serial numbers, and then we have the numbers 1 or 0 to 9 individual letters, two sets. And then there's some number plates at the top here. Looks like there's 3 or 4 sets there and a couple of red stars. And there's minimal backing sheet on those, just messing with the reflections. So those are good. And let's have a look at the photo etch here. So everything's covered in a plastic backing sheet. Nice and fine. Let's look here, that one as well. It's nice details, aerials, grills. Oh, the main cab of the vehicle. Again, more nice detail. These will look nice when they're done. So let's see what the instructions hold. Okay, so now I'll have a look through the instructions. So the first step is putting together a quite nicely detailed engine, and looks like the first parts of the transmission. Step 2 is more transmission parts, and step 3 is bringing everything together transmission wise. Step 4 brings together parts, I think, to do with the drive gear. And then over the page, step 5 is again still building the chassis and the drive wheels. Step 6, some simple parts, looks like fuel tanks and stands. And then adding more parts to the chassis. There's a lot of detailed parts in this. Step 8, starting to put together the stands. Step 9, adding the rubber wheels, although I'll probably save those till later. And probably paint a lot of the chassis at this point, because down at step 10 we're starting to move upwards and add some of the superstructure. Step 11, start adding some of the driving compartment, and 12, adding more details at the front. And there's some nice details in there, both inside and outside. And in step 13, add the cab to the chassis and the radiator. 14, add another piece underneath. And then step 15, we start making what is a crew compartment on the back. There's no internal detail on this, but the external detail is nice. Step 16, add the crew cab to the vehicle and some items at the back. And not till step 17 do we start putting the gun turret together. Again, nothing inside, it's all external details. Fair bits of photo etch going into this, so that'll look nice. And we're still on steps 20, 21, 22 and 23 are still adding more details to the gun. Step 24 is just putting the gun on the vehicle, and then we're done. And then over the page we have 3 paint schemes. Can't see where there's not many decals to go with these. but the decal sheet does seem to contain quite a few decals. So if you see a scheme on the internet you like, you can use that. So overall, it's a nice, very nicely detailed 1/72nd scale model with the same level of detail you'd expect to see in a 1/35th scale model. This is the only kit of this in this scale, so it'll certainly look interesting on the shelf. There's 3 decal options given, but you're also given lots of extra decals. So if you see a photograph on the internet you like, you probably have the decals to do something similar to it. Don't forget to if you're watching this on YouTube, use the link down below to go to the website. There'll be more photographs and more details there. And don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel.